Okay guys, I've taken the axle screws out and we'll have a look inside and see what we've got. Okay, so we can see there's been an attempt to put some grease in there. Doesn't look too bad. Nice to see that there's a full set of bearings and it looks pretty much as you'd expect. I'll check the security of that, the diff screws, make sure they're in tight, and then I'll grease up the rest of the axle and be back in a sec. Right, okay, there's a nice bit more grease in there now, and I'll reassemble the axle, make sure it's all smooth running, and then I'll do the other three, and I'll come back and do the transmission. Okay guys, torn down the axles and given them all a good grease. Give you a nice close up. You've got the front steering axle, the second steering axle with the dual outputs for the drive shafts, third axle with dual outputs for the rear, and the fourth axle single input for the final part. I'll give you a quick look at the tranny and the motor, and then I'll tear that down and show you what it looks like inside. It's a planetary gearbox from what I understand, so we'll see what that's like. I've got a planetary gearbox in my Gelender, but I'll find that a bit slow, so we'll see what this is like when we finish building it. Right, okay, I've got the first cover off the transmission, so I thought I'd show you what was underneath. We've got a planetary gearbox. This rotates within the outer gear casing. It gives you very high gear reduction for low gear running. My only concern is with a 45 turn motor, it may be really slow. I'm just going to hook it up to a 3-volt power supply so you can see what it looks like when it's running. Just move these out of the way. Okay, seems quiet enough. I'll carry on tearing down the rest of it and grease it all up. Okay guys, while I was tearing down the gearbox I noticed there are two nuts that are secured inside the gearbox. Now as I was undoing it, these fell off inside the gearbox. Come on, focus. So what I've done, just for safety, glued them back in with a little bit of super glue so that in the event that the screws come loose from the outside, I don't drop two metal nuts into my gearbox and shred everything. You can see the planetary gears are in there, fully greased up and ready to go. I also made some progress on building the shocks, they're all done, and now we're ready to start building the suspension and the springs. Okay, made a little bit more progress. One thing I've noticed with this build is 8 wheels, 4 axles, 8 shock absorbers, 8 springs, so many things to make, so many times. There's only so many screws in a bag, only so many times you can make one of these. It gets very tedious. But these 8 are done. The metal spring hangers at the top will be a huge improvement over the stock plastic ones. These are the replacements at the top here. The ones in the kit are actually plastic, and you can see these are where the shocks are held on, so this will be a massive improvement on mounting for the shock absorbers and the springs. Right, we've been making some progress today. Here's the completely built chassis. As you can see, it's quite long. But that's what you'd expect. It has got 8 sets of wheels and 4 axles. Right, now we've built the suspension up and got all the axles and gearbox all greased together, I can show you the completed rolling chassis. I'll show you the steering. Servo is hooked up. All seems to work okay. Gearbox is centrally mounted. Gives nice lot of ground clearance. I hope you can make that out. And then we move down to the back. pretty much it. Start work on the body shell. It's all flat packed, and I'll give you some updates as we go through that. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye.